Hi there, VJ here again from Confirmed Lunacy Reports. This is the report I've promised you about the interesting, actually somewhat horrifying experience I had the other day while trying to get signatures during the night. As you know, I am an insomniac. I suffer from many conditions that qualify before medical cannabis, and I do receive it still, thank God. Um, One second. So I was out talking with some people. I went down an alley, and apparently there was a bar on the other side of this doorway in this alley, and people were drinking there. And this young man came out. We were talking, a few of us, about the IR 124 and getting signatures. And just right next to us, there were some young guys horsing around, and anyhow, there was a big thud. There's more to this story, but I don't want to put it here because there may be some legal issues in the future. I don't know. But anyhow, I'll tell you this much. Shortly after I was talking to these people, there was a loud thud. This young man was on the ground, and his friends were like towing at him, like trying to get him up, like saying, "Oh, you're faking it." Anyhow, I could tell right away the man was injured, and I put my body, yes, my little one-legged, skinny ass little body, I put it in the way. Sorry, Grandma. My little skinny butt, I put it in the way of everybody and said, leave this guy alone. He's injured, you know. And they said, "Oh, he does this all the time. He's faking it." And I said, "You cannot fake blood." The guy was bleeding profusely from his head, and he was unconscious. Anyhow, the man regained consciousness, and I said, this guy needs to get to the hospital immediately. This is an emergency. You know, my brother is an EMT, and I have quite a bit of experience with things medical because, well, I'm one-legged and had too many experiences in the ER myself. Anyhow, we're not going to try to tell jokes here. I'm trying to tell you the story. Anyhow, this young man, John Paul was his name, who was injured. He called me today and thanked me from the bottom of his heart for helping him. Anyway, I met his mother at the hospital also. And that's where we're going to tie into IR 124 here eventually when I get there. But anyhow, so the young man was hurt very bad, bleeding profusely, and his friends who were drinking alcohol, a legal drug, were just too busy at the moment to stop and lend their friend, their so-called friend, I think it was supposed to be his best friend, a hand, to take him to the hospital where he needed help urgently. Anyhow, make a long story short, to try to make this story a little shorter, he ended up having to be life-flighted from Marcus Daly eventually, and to another hospital where they did some treatment. Anyhow, his face was broken, fractured. They have to stitch up his eye, and the kid is hurt, and he thinks I'm a hero or something, and I'm not. I'm just a guy who saw what needed to be done and did it. And that's what I'm doing here. See, with this petition, that's what I'm doing. I see what needs to be done, and I'm doing it. And I'm hoping that other people that I talk to, hopefully I make some people ashamed enough to see what needs to be done and do it. And the rest of you who are doing what needs to be done because you see it, I congratulate you and I applaud you. You're doing a great job, all of you. But anyhow, so now I'm going to end up having to be a witness in this story about a legal drug that hurt this kid. And that brings us back to the plea that I've made to you on the stories of people who have been hurt, killed, widowed, orphaned by illegal drugs. Please write your stories down. Collect them. Some people out there have volunteered to be collecting spots. If you know of them, use them. I don't have the list in front of me right now, so I can't give that to you. But anyhow, you too can be a collecting spot right now. Talk to people you know in Montana who have had people die, even out of Montana for that matter. We'll figure out how to collect all the stories here later when the time comes. But anyhow, collect the stories of people who have died from prescription drugs and alcohol and lung cancer from smoking, from all these legal substances, because I'm going to have an event where we're going to contrast that with the lack of deaths And we're going to be as fair as we can. I want stories also, if you have had complications from smoking marijuana, I want those stories too. We want to tell those. But we want to contrast the lack of deaths here and the very short list, if any list at all, of people who have had complications to the massive list of deaths and other horrible side effects from the prescription drugs. And some of you will be allowed to tell your stories at a future event. To be named. But anyhow, please collect those stories in the meantime. And just so you know, Ron Paul, the man who was injured, he is in stable, okay condition now. He's at home, but he's probably got some more surgeries to look forward to, thanks to the stupidity of someone who was drinking alcohol, a legal drug. Right now, after telling that story, I need to medicate a little bit with a legal drug myself. But I'm not going to go out and hurt somebody after I smoke this. I'm not going to hurt anyone. Why would anybody want to interfere with my right to use a medicine which helps me, a one-legged PTSD sufferer who's gone through chemo? Why would you want to interfere with that when you can just spread healing by saying, hey, if that's what you need, if that's what the doctor says you need, that's cool, and not interfere with it. And anyhow, I'm starting to ramble now. I know I do that. But you can't tell me I'm doing that on there. But you can under comments. Please share and comment on this video. Please let me know what you think. Tell me what works, what doesn't work. When I do comedy, I want some critiquing on that. And when I'm doing these serious things, I want you to tell me if I get too preachy or if there's a better way I could have said it. Hey, I'm doing it for you. This isn't for my health. Anyhow, so your comments and input help. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And may all your lunacy be confirmed. Bye.